Every year in late spring, pods of orcas come to Kenai Fjords and gather in Resurrection Bay. They're drawn here by the annual King Salmon Run.
Oh, they're chasing a fish, look it. Man! Now that was a big salmon.
The presence of these graceful giants, also known as killer whales, attracts all kinds of whale watchers.
Wow.
From delighted tourists to dedicated scientists. Craig Matkin is the director of the North Gulf Oceanic Society. He's been studying orcas in the Kenai Fjords area and Prince William Sound since 1977. His ongoing research helps park managers better understand and protect these amazing creatures and the ecosystem that supports them.
Probably the most interesting thing about these killer whales is there are three types here that could be considered as three species. We have offshores, we don't see them much, and we have the resident types, which are the salmon eaters, and we have the transients, which are the mammal eaters.
Craig spends most of his time studying the more numerous fish-eating orcas, or residents, which are the easiest to watch and follow. Craig's primary research tool is the camera. After more than 3 decades of photo documentation, he's created files for over 200 individual whales.
Telling killer whales apart is the basics of everything we do. The shapes of the fins are very different from one individual to another, just like the shape of somebody's face. And also there's a saddle patch, a gray area behind the dorsal fin, and that often has scratches in it that we track from year to year.
Much like a family photo album, the files give him portraits of individuals and of family groups. Orca pods are matrilineal. Craig has named and charted each group that visits the fjords.
A mother and her offspring stay together forever. When her female offspring mature and start having young, and that's where you get a pod.
Craig can recognize the distinct dialects of different pods when they call underwater.
You can hear the echolocation. It's like we call it the typing pool. These calls sound like they're from AK or AD 16. Genetics has allowed us to determine that there are multiple populations of killer whales up and down the coast of Alaska, and some don't interface or interbreed at all. To get the genetic information, we've got to get a bit of skin, and what we do is take a biopsy. We have an air rifle with a little dart.
Darting also allows Craig to measure the level of toxic chemicals in the different orca populations.
Because the transients eat at the top of the food chain, we see some of the highest contaminant levels than anything on Earth.
Craig hopes that by broadening our understanding of orcas, he will inspire us to protect the ocean ecosystems that support them, ensuring that orcas will continue to amaze visitors to Kenai Fjords National Park for generations to come.
If you want to love killer whales, you got to love the plankton, and you got to love the small fish that feed on the plankton and the salmon that feed on those small fish, and then you can love the killer whales.